Welcome to another InDesign beginner to advanced course. In this lesson, we want to look at how to create a book template. Now let's go ahead and create our document. Already we've learned how to create the book cover. So together with the book cover, then you add it to the express and then create what you call a book template. Okay, so now let's turn off facing pages. And let's wait for the document to load. Okay, so one thing is that when creating a book template, it depends on you. Sometimes you may need facing pages, others too you may not need the facing pages. But one thing that I want you to know is that whether you're using a facing page or not using a facing pages, one thing that you must allow is what we call the primary text frame. Now the primary text frames allows us to import text, and then it plays the text for us and also creates new documents for text that are not being able to place on that same document. Hope you understand me. So primary text frame creates text frames for us without us happening to create new document. So you have to make sure we check that thing. Now one thing that we also have to note is let's go to the margins. Should be 0.75 inches on all sides, and then we want our blade to be 0.125 inches also on all sides, and then you hit OK. Now what I want us to know that in creating this book spreads, you have to make sure the legibility of the content you're having is how readable it is. So always you have to make sure that the readability is good enough. So you have to make sure to create two masters or two parent pages. Now you use one parent page. This for the page master. I've already told you how to create the number of pages, page numbers. Okay, so it's nothing. I don't have to go back and create a page number again because I've taught you this. And now we create this first page master, like this A master, and we also have to create another master, okay, which will also be our B master. Okay, now this B master that we create over here, so now we have A master here, B master here. We want it to be chapter. Okay, so if you want only one for the B master, and just come here and come to master options, and we just say we want maybe one, then hit OK. And this will be the place where we create our chapter. Let's say chapter 1. So the reason why I didn't want to teach this is because many people have their own way of arranging their books or designing their books. Some people don't have knowledge on using InDesign, but InDesign is good, and you can import all the ones that you created in maybe Microsoft Office into InDesign. Okay, and you can keep the options or the formats and place them in InDesign, and then you can use the other options that you have in InDesign to create your book. So it's really good to, after finishing it from where you created it, you bring it into InDesign, and then InDesign finishes it up for you. Okay, so you create this for your A master, for your B master, for your chapters. Okay, and so we have one for our numbers and you have other for the chapters. So in case of any time that you come back into your main pages and then you create your spreads and you need this page to be a chapter page, just drag it and place it here, and then you will see that we have chapter here. So anytime you place your text, a text will come under the chapter. Okay, so this, I don't need to waste more time over here. What is important for me is to let you know how to create your table of contents. So you create your cover over here, and then you might have your table of contents over here. One thing is, when you are designing the book, make sure that when this is your cover, leave this place empty. Don't work on this place. Okay, don't work on this place, and come here and come and create your table of contents over here. So I want to so you don't work on this place, and then you come here and create your table of contents over here on this page, because many people have their own. Somebody may decide to bring in achievement first and other things about the author before even bringing the body of the book. Okay, so it depends on you. So one thing I want you to know is file, new, and then file, new, and then come to this we call book. So this is some part of InDesign where we create books. Now what this thing does is, this book is that, for instance, I've created many book chapters in InDesign. Okay, I've created many book chapters in InDesign, and I've created in chapters, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, chapter 6, up to any chapter. Then if I want to put all together to create a book, then I will use this book that I went to file, creating and create book, to add this book. So we have here which says add document. You just come here and choose the document you want to add. Maybe I want to add this TOC. I can select more. Okay, and then hit open, so it will be added. So you just click on OK, and then you see that it has been added. So you may have with the book 1 or chapter 1, you may have maybe page 1 to 6, with here to chapter 2 you may have book 7 to 13. That's how it is. So you can decide to save the book, so it will add all together for you and then save them, or you can print the book over here, and you can remove some documents too. Okay, by using this, and then you remove the document. So this is how to create or create a book template. So it depends on you. Okay, but what I want you to do is that the eligibility, as I always say, is for you to know how to make your reading legibility. That's like legit. Okay, as I'm trying to mean. So with this, there's no need for you creating. When you enable primary text frame, you don't have to create a text frame. So just go to the canal and then place the text. And now let's see if some of the text will go here with us enabling primary text frame. Now in book, at least 10 points is okay when you're creating a book. Okay, because without one is legible, people can see it good, well. Okay, so sometimes when you are working in InDesign from this point, you may think that it is not that big enough, but when you print it, you see that wow, the words are so big, and then you have to like remove some from it. Okay, so you have to make the eligibility look great so that people will see what you are trying to write. Okay, if you don't increase some of the leading and the tracking, and even the paragraph. You have to make sure that you work with the paragraph. It won't be nice for you. So for instance, when you have this, you see that it is legible, meaning it is readable, you can read it. And then okay, here you may not notice the paragraph, but we're moving from here to some typography rules which I'll be teaching you, and I'll let you know how to use these typography rules to make your book, your magazines, and other things legible. So let's go ahead and go to how to create table of content in InDesign. Thank you for joining this lesson.